little bit of a live stream, quick little live stream this evening. My name's Glenn, and usually I'm sending a live stream out on Sunday nights, about 7:30 or so. But I thought I'd drop a quick live video here and tell about my day a little bit. I had the day off, and one of the first things that happened this morning is that I almost had an epiphany. You see, I do coaching. I'm a nurse and I do coaching on the side. And one of the things that's been really just gnawing at me has been to start kind of work on starting a men's group. And reason for that is I see it seems like women really do kind of gather around and they support each other a lot. And I thought, there needs to be a space for that with guys. And there's not a lot of men's groups that I see in this area. You see them occasionally in church form, something like that, religious men's group and stuff like that. But I thought, there needs to be a place where men can gather around and just kind of hold space for each other. Almost kind of like a little tribe, where dudes can just kind of occupy space for each other and support each other. So that's been a mission of mine, and for probably 10 months I've come up with every excuse in the book not to do the steps necessary to start the men's group. Part of it was, I'm not great at networking, and sometimes that's the challenge, is just kind of getting to know other people. I moved to this town a little over a year ago, and it's a challenge to network sometimes. So what I did is I had almost an epiphany this morning where I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get the dates locked in and reach out to the guys that I knew that I had talked to before and had expressed interest. But it's kind of like I talked to them and weeks go by, and had a couple of folks like, hey man, whatever happened to the men's group? And I didn't want to be that guy that came up with a grand scheme, grand idea, and then just dropped it. So what I did is I actually, on my way to the gym, I started texting everyone that I knew that would be remotely interested in the men's group. And even I had visited a church a couple days ago and met some people, a couple of guys at the church, and I'm like, just trying to stretch my networking muscle and stretch my social muscle, because I don't always feel like being social or always feel like networking. But what I did is I reached out to a couple of guys, met a couple of guys at this church, and I said, hey, would you be open to having a coffee this week? I had a couple of days off this week. I said, would you be open to having a coffee this week? Hi there, guys. Hope you're doing good. I appreciate you shouting out. By the way, if you're going to shout out to me, tell me where you're from. Where are you reaching out from? I'd love to see where you're from. And by the way, if you like any of my content, super cool if you decide to subscribe. Give me some encouragement. That's my love language, is when people like and subscribe, give nice comments, and tell me where you're from. Please tell me where you're from. I've had people from literally 4 continents watching the live streams before. So that's so exciting to me. 4 continents, including several states here in the US. So anyways, I'm reaching out from the US. What I was going into is how this morning I had an epiphany about the men's group. I've been thinking about starting forever, and I just kept dragging my feet. Well, what if no one shows up? What if this? What if that? And the epiphany was this morning is that I'm thinking too small. All right. Japan, you're in Japan. That's awesome. Welcome from Japan. Thank you for saying hi. Good to see you guys. So anyways, I realized I was thinking way too small. This town I'm in literally can support 10 men's groups. So my premise now my mission now isn't to just get a handful of guys, a dozen or so guys for this men's group. My mission now is that in 2 years' time, I want to actually have created and equipped a handful of leaders who can start their own men's groups. That's what I want to do, because there's so much need for guys, men in this community, men who are going through it, have no one to lean on. This is especially in Sarasota, Florida. It's a community where people literally are from all over the country, and they come down here and have not a lot of support. So, you know, I know sometimes people are going through it and they don't reach out for help, or they isolate and bury inside their house and just kind of watch Netflix all the time, and they don't get out. So what I wanted to do, especially very poignant with me, because, you know, the separation divorce that happened in my life in the last 3 years was so difficult to get through. I did have a couple of mentors that helped me, thank God. But the point is without these people, I'd have had even a rougher time. And I'm social enough where I was able to go out and make friends in different environments as soon as I was single and reach out to people I knew. Not a lot of people are able to do that. So the exciting part is I decided I'm not only going to start a men's group, and let's be full disclosure here, I'm looking at moving to Europe in a couple of years, or Southeast Asia. I'm looking to leave the US and retire where I can afford to retire sooner. And with that being the case, I'm like, why am I starting a men's group when I might be leaving in a couple of years? All right. You just subscribed. You're awesome. My friend from Japan. Thank you. I appreciate you liking, subscribing, and telling me where you're from. So with the concept that I'm leaving maybe in a couple of years, I decided I'm not going to just leave, you know, a bunch of men flapping in the wind. I want to equip a handful or a dozen men to start their own groups. And then I decided, well, what if I'm slow traveling all over the world? Why not equip men all over the place? I'm going to be in each place 2 to 3 months. That's enough time to start groups everywhere. And I thought, what a legacy to leave. A legacy of helping men to gather together and support each other in safe spaces. That's the legacy I want to leave. So the point in saying is we hamper ourselves and we absolutely put limits on ourselves all the time. And it's just kind of like our ego and our lizard brain saying, no, you shouldn't do that. You know, what if people don't show up? What if it's dangerous? What if this and what if that? I got past that this morning, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Are you limiting yourself? Are you holding yourself back because of your fears? Because of things that have gone wrong in the past, things that didn't work out for you in the past? Are you holding yourself back? Because don't do it. Don't do it. Be brave. Step out on faith in your own abilities. Step out on faith in your belief in yourself and your ability to start a good project. Okay? You can do it. You have the ability to do it. So my encouragement to all of you tonight is don't hold yourself back. There's enough forces in this world that want to tell us not to do things, not to help people, to be afraid. No, we need to stop doing that. All of us need to stop doing that and live your best life and believe in the goodness of human nature and the goodness of others. All right, thanks for letting me just kind of yap on here, guys. But I wanted to share that I decided to reach out and contact all these guys and set a date. What are you refusing to set a date on? What are you holding yourself back on when it comes to your plans, things you've been thinking about for the longest time? Thanks for reaching out. I appreciate my new friend from Japan who said, hey, I'm from Japan. So cool to have people from all over the world look at these videos, look at these live streams. And I love you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you.